Well, good morning and welcome to Vision. I'm so glad y'all are here. I'm glad to be here. Let's all stand up and celebrate being together. See? Almost sat down, huh?
The days will get longer, and I'm so excited about that. I am so excited about that. But first, before we do anything else, let's pray. I know that God is all there is. That's our core concept one. God is all there is. And Spirit has shown up in form. Spirit invests itself in form. And so what we know, everything in the manifest universe, everything in the physical world is the body of God. It is Spirit experiencing itself as all form everywhere. So planets and solar systems and galaxies, stars and sun and moon, this planet, everything in it, from the smallest to the greatest, we know it is the outpicturing of a thought of the mind of God. And everything is made of the same stuff. It is made of that stuff that the universe is made of, God. That's it. That's all there is. And so we know that we are some outpicturing of divine mind as well. And we get together and we remember this for ourselves and for each other. There is only one. It is Spirit. It is whole, perfect, and complete. And it has made itself known as each one of us. Giving great thanks for this, we simply let it be. And so it is. So, how you doing? How's everybody? Oh my gosh, I don't know. It's just something about spring. You just kind of, do you get like, I want to go plant something. I want to go out and get dirty in the yard, in the garden. I want to go do things. Yes, aha, and yes, and Gary's agreeing with me. He's a plant guy too. No, not Paul. Okay. Anyway, this is the time to set your intentions. We'll be talking all about that in a minute. Planting the seeds, this is the time. This is when we do that work. So, to that extent, I want you to identify the practitioners in the room. Please raise your hand, the practitioners and ministers, so that you can be seen. Look, see these people. These are the people that you go to for prayer. After the celebration, they'll be standing up here in the front of the room. You can just sit with one and do prayer right here. Our Vision community online, you know, after the celebration is the meet and greet room, meet and greet room, right? That's what it's called. Yes. And you can meet someone online and go to a breakout room and have private one-on-one prayer there as well. However you would like to be served in prayer, we are here to do that because that's what we do. This spiritual community is based in prayer. It says it right on the wall. Prayer changes things. We know this is true. So see a practitioner after the celebration. In fact, in your bulletin, there's a prayer request form. You can fill it out, put your phone number on it. We will call you at home. Yep, that's it, the pink thing, yay. You can fill it out, put your phone number on it. We'll call you at home and pray with you over the phone, or this is even better. Leave a prayer on your voicemail if you would like that. Check the little voicemail box, and we will leave that prayer on your voicemail. You can listen to it over and over and over until you erase it. Isn't that lovely? You can just listen to it until you're full of it. No, what I meant was until it fills you. You know what I mean. I'll start all over. Okay, so if you are new here, or if you know somebody who might be looking for a spiritual community, you want to give them one of these. Take one of these home. It's a welcome packet. It tells you about Vision, about our affiliation with Centers for Spiritual Living worldwide. This is a huge movement. We've been around forever. And it'll tell you all that. In this little tiny booklet, it tells you all about centers. It tells you all about Vision and the things that we do here, which is pray, teach, pray, teach. That's what Ernest Holmes had said, actually. He said it's what we should do all the time. Pray and teach and pray. That's all we do. That's all we're good for. That's all we ever ought to be doing, was what he said. And I agree. So that's what we do. But it tells you all about that, the classes that we have, and the things that we do inside these four walls and outside in the community. So pick one up, read up on it. I'm not going to quiz you, I promise. But if you already know everything that's in here, pass it on to a friend and invite them to change their thinking, change their lives, just like we have. So let's say the greeting on the front. We know it. We love it. We say it together every week for ourselves, and we say it for our friends and our guests. Let's say it now. Whoever you are, and wherever you are welcome here. You are safe, and you are loved. Yay. I just love that. I'm going to put that away, and I'm going to ask you now just to turn to somebody and welcome them. Say, hi, welcome into Vision. We're such a social bunch. I love it. Look at us go. We'll just cancel the talk and just sit here and chat. I love it. I'm going to turn it over to James Vandenberg now. He is our choir director. He's also leading our celebration singers this morning. And they are going to sing along with us. We join in, don't we?
Yes, you do.
Our centering
Well,
song to prepare us for our 5-minute meditation. Take it away.
God's the love that I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love I am.
Good morning. Not after last time. My name is Paul Hemmerling. I'm one of the licensed practitioners here at Vision, and now is our time for meditation and contemplation. We'll have some quotes, The bowl will ring. We'll enter a period of silence. TK will keep track of the time for us. The bowl will ring us out of meditation, and we'll move directly into our time of community prayer. So I invite you to get comfortable in your seats, close your eyes if that works for you, to block out distractions, and take these words with you into the silence. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now, which is an old Chinese proverb, and from our founder, Ernest Holmes. Just as we plant seeds and later decide we wish something else, we go out and uproot the first seeds and plant others in their place. We are not thereby destroying the soil. We have simply determined to use it in a different way. And staying in that depth, in that silence, below the cacophony of the voice of the world screaming its fear. I know the truth, that God is one unified field of self-aware energy, everywhere, whole, perfect, and complete, knowing only of itself. I know that this field of energy shows up as objects, ideas, emotions, plans, feelings. It is the physical manifest world, the very ground beneath our feet, the sky above our heads, out, 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 the planets and the furthest stars, and the edge of the expanding manifest universe, and down and down and down into this body, through skin and bone and blood and tissue, molecules, cells, the subatomic particles, down and down and down to the quantum foam, that one unified field, knowing only of itself, finding no other, finding no barrier, finding no obstacle. There is only the activity of spirit within spirit. Deep calls unto deep. And so I know right here and right now that I am one. I am one as we are one. We are one in God, in spirit, in joy, in peace, in prosperity and well-being. And so I know that my financial well-being is not tied to any projection, anybody's idea of a budget, anybody's idea of little green pieces of paper with dead people on them, meaning money. Spirit is my source. Spirit is my supply. And my conscious connection to the oneness of my spiritual connection is all my financial good. And therefore I know that freedom, prosperity, and opportunity are right here and right now, expressing from multiple avenues of the one source into my life, that I am free, I am blessed, I am prospering, and that all is well. And I know this is the truth of my health, that every cell in this body responds to that master physician who dwells within, who knows what to do, when to do it, and brings this body into perfect alignment with the health based on the blueprint of the mind of God. And as I know that my financial well-being and my health are absolutely spirit in expression, I know that peace, loving relationships, harmony, well-being, understanding, loving relationships, this is the truth of spirit, finding no outside, no other, no barrier. I know that spirit is in perfect harmony within itself, and therefore perfect harmony within the entire human family, with the animal family, the plant family, all of it right here and right now resonates in perfect peace and joy, waiting to be acknowledged, waiting for this moment to change the thought and to bring peace on earth. And as I know that all of my dreams and all of my desires and all the good of life is right here and right now mine, through the spirit which dwells within and denies itself nothing through this life of mine, I give great thanks for this truth revealed, for this teaching, for this beautiful day, for the volunteers, for the music, for Reverend Patti as that perfect vessel of Spirit's message. Knowing that it is done, knowing that Spirit has already said yes to all the good, I simply release this word into the law, knowing it is done. And join me as we say, and so it is.
Our guest today has is a friend to all, and he has the sunny disposition of someone who came from Flint, Michigan to San Diego and has made a life by singing and playing the guitar. So please welcome Joe Rathburn.
Thank you, Mark.
I'm from Toledo, so I can say things like that.
Flint's not a bad place. I wouldn't want to live there. But I have friends and family who still live there, and they're having a great time. But sometimes you don't have a great time, and you need a song like this. You say this old world has got you down, nothing but trouble all around. All you do is wear a frown everywhere you go. You say you can't even watch the news, not a single thing there you can use. news. You just get a big old case of blues. Here's all the news you need to know. Give nothing but love today. Give love and throw the rest away. In everything you do and say, give nothing but love. Give love and make somebody smile. Give them strength to walk another mile. You'll feel better all the while, giving nothing but love. Yeah, the world's made of many parts. A lot of souls and a lot of hearts. Love is where the whole thing starts. I think you must agree. Love's the language that we all should speak. It's the food that keeps us at our peak. So when a body starts to feeling weak, we need it fast and free. So give nothing but love today. Give love and throw the rest away. In everything you do and say, give nothing but love. Give love and make somebody smile. Give them strength to walk another mile. And you'll feel better all the while, giving nothing but love. We're faced with divides, we tend to take sides. We're human, it's just understood. But love is the source, so rather than force, let's all get together like we should. We should. We should. Give nothing but love today. Give love and throw the rest away. In everything you do and say, give nothing but love. Give love and make somebody smile. Give them strength to walk another mile. You'll feel better all the while, giving nothing but love. Love, give nothing but love. Woo. Love, love, nothing but love. Thank you. Jim Mooney on the guitar.
And that was lovely. I loved it. All of that. We're in a new month. It's the first Sunday in April. We have a new theme for this new month of April. And the theme for the month is fertilizing our future. Now, I know I should have a joke there. I just couldn't think of anything better than that. Just, there you go, fertilizing our future. Okay, so it should have been a joke. I don't know. Anyway, today's talk is planting the seeds, because, right, that goes along with it. You know, let's make sense out of this. Perfect theme, perfect title for the springtime. don't you think? Planting the seeds, which is what we do in the spring. I know it's kind of hard to find, like in San Diego, right? When I moved here from New York and somebody said, oh, how can you live there with no seasons, you know? And someone who was a native Californian said, no, we have seasons here in San Diego. We have early summer, summer, late summer, and next summer. 4 seasons. So we do. And this is the season to start those plantings, right? This is what we do. We plant the seeds of flowers whose fragrant blossoms we want to smell in the summertime. We plant the vegetable seeds, right, for the sweet corn or the zucchini. Oh, zucchini never ends. Anybody plant zucchini? Oh my God, you have it forever. Or tomatoes in the summer, or squash or pumpkins in the fall, right? We start here and we harvest there. Right? That's what this is all about. That's what this planting season, and anyone who's ever done any planting, anytime, anywhere, knows, right? Who plants things, anything at all, right? We know you have to start with good dirt. You have to start with good dirt. You have to prepare the soil if you don't have good dirt to begin with. I live in Santee. We don't have dirt, we have clay. It's hard as a rock. It's like adobe ground. It's the worst dirt imaginable. It doesn't absorb water. It's hard as a rock. It's concrete in the summer. It's just awful. So the first thing I have to do is I have to introduce organic matter. Ooh, right? That's the fertilized part. Right, the manure. That's the smelly part. Break up the ground, fold in the smelly stuff. Sometimes I have to add gypsum or lime, depending on, right, the pH. Then you throw in the mulch. You have to do a whole bunch of things to prepare the soil so that it's receptive to the seeds. Then you have to get it aerated, and then you have to water it and not step on it and squish it down and compact it, right? Keep it fluffy. Keep it nice and loose and dirty. And like I said, if you're really into it, you start to test the pH of it. Anybody? You get that far? You start testing the pH of the dirt. If it's too if it's too acidic, you add lime. If it's too alkaline, you add more gypsum, you know. And why are we doing all of this? We're doing all of this to prepare the soil so that it is the best possible receptacle for the seeds, so that the seeds will be successful, and they'll sprout, and they'll grow, and we'll get what we want. And why am I telling you all this? This is not an in-service at Armstrong Nursery. Why am I going on? Because we're talking about the metaphor that Ernest Holmes used, right? Used it almost his whole ministry: seed, soil, plant. The divine creative process as explained by Ernest Holmes. Seed, soil, plant. The divine ideal, which is not behind me on that banner because it's the other one. It's the winter one. We don't have our spring one up yet. But if it was, it would have all the qualities of God. Abundance and balance and peace and beauty and joy and freedom and all of those qualities of God. Those are the divine ideals. The divine ideal is a quality of God, right? Peace, power, whatever. Comes from the mind of universal intelligence, and it flows to us, and it becomes our divine idea, right? The divine ideal becomes my idea. We make it our own. We place that into universal subjective mind, the soil, and then by nurturing it, by attending to it, with our thoughts, with our positive intentions, something happens. We create a manifestation. Something happens in the physical world. A change, a creation, something. And if you've been in our philosophy any time at all, like any minute, for the last half hour, if you've been here at all, any time, you know we talk about seed, soil, plant. We say it all the time because Ernest Holmes said it all the time. He used it as the metaphor for the divine creative process. The seed is the idea, right? Comes from universal intelligence, from the divine ideal. We personalize it. We make it our own. We place it in the soil, which is universal subjective mind, all these big confusing terms that Ernest Holmes used, but think of it as just the soil. And that aspect of the divine mind does not question, does not judge, does not evaluate. It simply goes to work on the seed, just like the earth goes to work on the seeds we put into it. It doesn't question, oh, you're planting tomatoes again? You shouldn't plant tomatoes again. You should plant something else, right? The soil in your backyard doesn't do that. Universal subjective mind doesn't do that either. It simply accepts the seed, the seed thought, and it goes to work out picturing it. And then the result is the result. The manifestation occurs, whatever it is, whatever you put into it, with mind and with persistent, right? And with predominant thought. You get a result. You get a change in condition. You get something. Something happens as a result. Ernest Holmes said, thought is the substance of a thing. Thoughts are things. Every object in the universe is the result of a thought expressed. So, where do you think Ernest Holmes came up with this amazing metaphor for the divine creative process that we all use all the time, every day? Well, I think he got it from Jesus. I'm pretty sure he got it from Jesus. You know, Ernest Holmes read the Bible frequently, cover to cover, in his youth and in his adulthood. He was raised in a Christian Congregationalist church. In fact, his brother Fenwick was a Congregationalist minister. And he actually considered this teaching, the science of mind, religious science, science of mind and spirit, a philosophy of progressive Christianity. If you look at the cover of the first Science of Mind magazine, October of 1927, in fact, it says on it, a magazine of progressive or new thought Christianity. So he was a real Jesus guy. He was a fanboy of Jesus, and he used a lot of those teachings. He made it very clear, not Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. That is not what he referred to. He referred to Jesus the Christ, the Anointed One, as master teacher, as example, not exception. Right? And so I'm sure that when Ernest was looking for inspiration for the synthesis of his teaching, he probably looked to Jesus. I wouldn't think he wouldn't. It would probably have been one of the first places that he would go. And he would not have to go far to find seed parables, because Jesus was full of them. Right? There are seed parables all over. Jesus was a champ at seed parables. And here's the reason why. He knew his audience, right? If Jesus was talking to a group of land people, farmers and men of the soil, right, he would use metaphors that had to do with seeds and soil and planting because they could understand it better, right? When he went down by the Sea of Galilee and he was talking to fishermen, he would use fishing analogies and metaphors and nets and catching things and, right? He knew how to talk to people to get them to understand. So looking at the seed stories, and there are plenty of them, we have Matthew 13 and Mark 4 and Luke 8, and the Synoptic Gospels, they're very similar, right? That's why they call them Synoptic Gospels. John kind of went off on his own and did his own thing. But Mark and Luke and Matthew were really very similar. They told a lot of the same stories, a little bit of differences here and there, but mostly the same stories. But they all have the parable of the sower in them. Seeds, not quilts, okay? Seeds, okay. The parable of the sower show up in all of the Synoptic Gospels, but what's interesting about them is that Jesus goes on to explain what they mean. After he says them to the crowd, he comes back inside, and then the disciples say, "Oh, Jesus, what did it mean? Explain it to us so that we can understand it." Jesus only took that so far. Because if you go to Matthew 15, he does the same thing when he's talking about it's not what goes into your mouth that defiles you, but it's what comes out. He's talking about the words that you use that condemn you and not the food that you eat. All those dietary rules don't mean anything. And he came inside, and the disciples said the same thing. "Oh, tell me what you mean, Jesus. What does it mean?" Oh. And he said, "Are you still so dull?" I gotta love it. I love snarky Jesus. Anyway, so the parable of the sower, what makes it really fascinating is that he does explain it afterwards. He talks to the people on the outside in the group, and then he comes back inside to the disciples and the apostles, and he explains to them what it meant. Now, he said to the apostles, well, you should already know. You are already learned. You already have ears to hear and eyes to see, because they probably attended the same mystery schools that Jesus did. They were already learned in the symbolism that Jesus was referring to, but the disciples were people that just came along, right? That just started following Jesus. And they really didn't understand at that level. So he did sit down and he did explain it to them. And it shows up in all three of those synoptic gospels, that he sat with them and he explained so that they could understand it even at a deeper level. And he gave this, I love it. He gave this explanation, and for me, this is new thought. What he said is the absolute basis of new thought, right? And if you don't remember the sower parable, it's the farmer goes out to sow his seeds, and some fall on the path, right? Hard ground, and it is trampled underfoot or eaten by the birds. Depending on which gospel you read, it could be stolen by the evil one. That's also what it says. Some fell on the rocky places, and when the sun came up, the little plants withered and scorched and died because they had no deep roots. Some fell around the thorns and were choked by the thorns choked the young plants. Still others fell on good soil, grew to yield 30, 60, 100 times the original sown, depending on which gospel you read. All sowing stories, all the same. Excuse me. And like I said, what made them so interesting is that he explains them. The seeds, he says, are the Word of God, logos, the eternal truth. That's the seeds. The sower is the teacher. So the sower is Jesus, or any teacher, any prophet. They fall on the path, the hard ground. And here's how he explains it. They fall on the hard ground, and the evil one takes them up. Now, for us, when they refer to evil in the Bible, they're talking about the false belief. The false belief absorbs them, which is, this stuff doesn't work. It's just rejected out of hand, right? By the general populace. That's nonsense. What are you listening to that for? And it's just rejected. Jesus goes on to say the seeds that fall on the rocky place the words are understood by the people, even embraced by the people maybe. They're glad to hear them. And then they go home and they try it out maybe once or twice, right? And it doesn't work right away. They don't get immediate manifestations right away. And they go, doesn't pan out. This is nonsense. And they dismiss the word, right? That's the rocky place. They just go, wouldn't work. Ernest Holmes said, since our word always creates, it stands to reason we've got to be very careful about sowing our seed. You cannot contradict nature and get an affirmative result. You cannot mix up negative and positive thought and get a steady stream of affirmative consciousness and results. Your consciousness, your creative power is limited to the belief you have, limited to the word you accept. If you believe you are living in an imperfect world, it is imperfect to you. God has not made a mistake. There is nothing wrong, right? There's nothing wrong except your belief. Anyway, so then the third one is the seeds that fall on the thorns. Those are the people that hear the words, but they are challenged by the material world. Jesus said the deceitfulness of the world and the greed of the material world choke out the word and make it unfruitful. We would say the voice of the world causes us to doubt, right? You know the voice of the world? You hear it all the time. It's on the news. It's on the radio. It's all over the place. You know, limitation and lack and struggle and blah, 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 blah. It's all over the place, right? That would be the thorns in this particular story, right? Choking out the word, making it unfruitful. We would call that the voice of the world, causing us to doubt. And Ernest Holmes said this in Lessons in Spiritual Mind Healing. He said, you plant a seed. It evolves into a plant. To plant a seed of thought and then to uproot it through doubt or denial or undue haste or anxiety is to neutralize our own effort. It'd be like planting corn and then uprooting it every few days to see if it's growing. We must learn to trust the law, since it is a natural part of the law of the order of cause and effect. Right? So the seed that falls on the good ground, the nice soil, produces an abundant crop, the good manifestation that we are looking for, isn't it? The reason we planted to begin with. 30, 60, 90, better than we could ever hope. That's what it says in the parable, right? We plant the seed in good, receptive soil, and it's even better than we could imagine. 30, 60, 90, 100 times better than we could have even imagined. Ernest said, plant your seed in the ground knowing the law will bring a harvest. You must learn to plant your seed thoughts in the soil of the mind, knowing the law of the Lord will bring your desires to pass. There's no doubt there. There is no doubt. And if you have doubt, you got to go back to prayer. Always. This is absolutely a New Thought teaching, am I right? Can I get an amen here? This is a New Thought teaching that Jesus spoke, telling us the important thing we must do before we can even imagine, before we can even expect a manifestation. Prepare the soil. Prepare the soil, which is your mind, our mind. Fertilize it with affirmations, mulch it with prayer, balance the soil with visioning, water it with meditation. Do that work, Create a receptive mind just like we create a receptive soil. Ernest Holmes, again, in spiritual mind treatment, we're dealing with a law that's just as definite, which takes a cabbage seed and produces a cabbage and not a cauliflower. We're dealing with a creative power that acts upon our thinking, the power we did not make, but we may use. It operates on us like any other force of nature. But with this in mind, we have every right to expect a desirable outcome. Once we have created that healthy soil of mind, nourished and watered and fertilized, right? We can plant with confidence that our intentions, our seeds will bear fruit. They must. In our spiritual practice, our whole spiritual practice is to deny doubt, to rid ourselves of doubt, of limitation, of lack, of fear. Release that voice of the world that we hear all the time. Release it back to the world. Right? Ernest Holmes would say, reverse our position in the law. Right? But what we say, we stay in truth. Just stay in truth. And all of the yak and the naysayers and all of the stuff around us, we just like, and that's also from the Bible, right? Get thee behind me, Satan. Satan, again, is the false belief. It's just the false belief. Get thee behind me. I'm not looking, I'm going that way, right? Get thee behind me. I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. So in our, in our spiritual philosophy, we dismiss the doubt, we let go of the fear, we release the voice of the world in favor of faith. In favor of faith. I don't see it, but I know it's coming. Anybody? When you do your affirmations, when you do your prayer, you get to that fourth step, you get to the thanksgiving step, you get to the release step, and you're like, yep, got it. I know it's done. No, it didn't show up at my door. Nobody rang the bell and said, here it is, right? That hasn't happened yet, but I know it is done. And I leave the how up to God. I always leave the how up to God. But it is our undying faith that allows us to believe without seeing. That's what faith is, believing it without seeing it. Ernest Holmes said this. He said, when a prayer is made with faith, something is going to happen because the immutable and inexorable law of cause and effect is being used. But in the integrity of our own conscious self, each of us, the word is a seed. That seed is already impregnated with divine life. You couldn't even have the thought in your own mind if it wasn't already true in divine intelligence, right? That's where it comes from. So it is already impregnated with divine life. He goes on to say, and all we are doing in prayer is nurturing the seed. We become that receptive soil. We don't make the seed grow. We let it grow. We let it grow. The great power is always near, ready to help any time, but we must use it according to its nature, in harmony with the law. We plant our seed thoughts in the creative soil of the universal subjective mind, which is within us as well, with confidence. It must result in manifestation. That's the way it works. That's just the way it works. Without doubt, without hesitation, without fear, without thoughts of limitation, without thoughts of lack, without thoughts of less than, none of those things. We banish them. And if any of those voices of the world speak up, we tell them to go away. Whew, that was close. We tell them to go away. We banish them by reiterating thoughts of love, recommitting to the truth, and through our faith. Right? With God, nothing is impossible. With God, all things are possible. Positive spin on it. Ernest Holmes said, we are a soul. We are a soul. And we have a body, for a temper. It's only leased. It's just a lease, right? We got to give it up at some point. We are a soul. We are an immortal being. We are the personality of God. I love that. Each one of us, just individualized, unique. But we are the personality of God. Suppose we lived believing this. We would be most wise, he says. We are dealing with a thing that existed before the seed, even. It existed before human organism was even projected. We are dealing with the cause that knows and understands its own effect. As a result, we will draw from it more inspiration, more illumination, greater power than one who does not know. To know that one is the personality of God is the beginning of wisdom. So plant those seeds. Plant your seeds in the garden and plant your seeds of powerful intention in mind. Care for your garden. Water it with meditation and nurture it with prayer and feed it love and feed it faith and see your dreams manifest. Thank you.
I know this waitress, she works in a small cafe, serves you with a smile, gives all her tips away. She may not help. Hold on. I got to thinking about something else. And where did my mind go? To the wrong verse. You can't play a song like this and tell the story incorrectly. Just the way it is. Take two, edit that in the home stream. 2, 3, 4. I know this waitress, works in a small cafe, serves you with a smile, gives all her tips away to the needy homeless souls who drop in late at night. She can't afford it, but it helps them see the light. We can all be little suns, shed light everywhere we go, warming up our atmosphere, causing that love to grow. We can keep to our own space and let the world be a colder place where we can all be little suns. And I know this fella, he sings high and sweet. He plays real good guitar. He plays it with his feet. He may not have arms, but he's got the light within. And when he sings and plays, he shines it out again. And we can all be little suns, shed light everywhere we go, warming up our atmosphere, causing that love to grow. Or we can keep to our own space and let the world be a colder place. Or we can all be little suns. Mother Teresa would have given you her own shirt, that little old lady. Man, she tackled some great big hurt. A supernova is what she's come to be. She can still use some help from sons like you and me. We can all be little suns, shed light everywhere we go, warming up our atmosphere, causing that love to grow. Or we can keep to our own space and let the world be a colder place. Or we can all be little suns. We've all known trouble. Everybody has felt a loss. Everyone has stood the strain from carrying round their cross. Now with all that common ground, why can't we plant a seed and reap the harvest that we all so badly need? We can all be little suns, shed light everywhere we go, warming up our atmosphere, causing that love to grow. Or we can keep to our own space and let the world be a colder place. Or we can all be little suns. Yeah, we can all be little suns, shed light everywhere we go, warming up our atmosphere, causing that love to grow. Or we can keep to our own space, let the world be a colder place. Or we can all be little suns. Oh yeah, we can all be little suns. Hallelujah, we can all be little suns. Thank you very much. Thanks to the band. Usual stellar job.
Thank you for opening that back door. Does it feel a little warm in here? It feels a little warm. Anyway, air is broken? Oh, well, that's just not good. We'll pray for it. This is time for online circulation. This is where we do circulate our good around, like the air conditioner. Yeah, good thing. So if you are choosing to give, thank you so much. It keeps us doing what we do here in this building and outside the four walls in the community as well. And so we're very, very grateful for the support. So if you are giving today, put your gift in your hand or over your heart. If you give automatically through the bank, please bring that into mind, because I want it to remain a conscious circulation, so that you know that you are giving. So let's pray. We know that spirit is abundance, and we see it all over in the physical world. We see the outpicturing of the infinite abundance of spirit in form, from blades of grass to grains of sand on the beach, knowing and accepting that is forever spirit giving of itself to form, always. And so I give great thanks for this idea of circulation, for giving and receiving, for being in the flow, knowing that there is a divine balance in the world, and as we give, so we do receive mightily, knowing that we stay in that flow always, with faith and with love regarding the divine givingness of spirit. And so it is. So it is.
So thankful, I stand complete in infinite grace, believing, receiving, I celebrate one life in this place. I'm grateful, so thankful, I stand complete, abundant and free, unlimited, unshakable, the all-sufficient source within me. At one in omnipresent spirit, the source of all supply. My trust and power without limit, my consciousness held high. I'm grateful, so thankful, I stand complete in infinite grace, believing, receiving, I celebrate one life in this place. I'm grateful, so thankful, I stand complete, abundant and free, unlimited, unshakable, the all-sufficient source within me. I give in conscious circulation, I step into the flow. My good and boundless demonstration, through faith I let it grow. I'm grateful, so thankful, I stand complete in infinite grace, believing, receiving, I celebrate one life in this place. I'm grateful, so thankful, I stand complete, abundant and free, unlimited, unshakable, the all-sufficient source within me. I'm grateful, so thankful. I'm grateful, so thankful. I'm grateful.
I do not have a miracle minute to share this week, but if you have one, make sure you email me and I can share it for next week, and it'll be wonderful. It's just not this morning. So I'm moving right along with that part, and I'm going to go to The Last Word by Lizzie Bird.
Family, isn't it lovely to be together? I was hoping you'd say that. Hello to all of those of you joining us online. Please get involved in the meet and greet, get some one-on-one prayer, should you choose afterwards. Today, 12 o'clock, right after the service, the men's group is meeting in the green room back yonder, and get you some support. Come join, that's a great group. We have the prayer shawl group meeting today, also at 12 in Marjorie's room over there. And gosh, don't we have some great organizations doing some good work? And then this is just an announcement about the diversity team, that they meet the second Wednesday of each month from 5 to 6 on Zoom. And we're gonna find out what they're cooking up. They're always cooking up some great stuff, so join them. And then right after that, come to Vision to check out the movie. So the movie starts at 7, and it's Conclave. Who's seen that movie? Yeah, it's an awesome movie, incredible cast. Oh my gosh, Isabel Rossellini has a few words, but her face says so much. It's amazing, really worth seeing. We also have the Psychic Fair. Where is Ann DiNapoli? She's gonna come up and tell us what's going on there. $5 to get in. Where can you get anywhere for $5? Come on. Here's Ann.
And we have the best people coming, healers and vendors. We have jewelry, we have Reiki, we have Access Consciousness bars. Gary is selling beautiful plants. He has succulents, and we're just having such a great time. And Nico, I love Nico. Nico does readings. He does Occam readings, and he texted me this week, and he said, he called me actually. He said, do you know how to tag people? I said, no. He said, well, ask Maria. She's younger. She might know how to do that. So I did it. So I invite all of you to tag everybody you know and get more people to come. So it's a great event. I love it. So much fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. Now we're moving on to next week. Jim Bianchi's back for the open mic night. That starts at 7. I went for the first time last month, and it was a beautiful experience. It's just so welcoming and safe. So if you're inclined to just check it out or sing a song or play something or read a poem, join us. It's just lovely. And he does a great job hosting, too. Makes you feel right at home. And then we have the Infinite You as the Universe. It started last week, but you still have time to join, so you might want to talk to Catherine about that. And we have, starting on the 14th, the next week, Ann DiNapoli is going to come up and give us a 30-second or less talk about that.
I get it. Yes, and so the economics class, the spiritual economic steps next week. And I just have one more thing to add about gardening. Weed it. So we're going to be weeding out all those old beliefs that no longer serve us. So please join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. I think we have the Gourmets for Gods coming up. Is that the next slide? No?
Adopt a bill.
Okay. Well, hopefully that'll come up sometime. Okay, Adopt a Bill continues on. Continues on. We've got a few categories that could use some love: janitorial services, water cooler. So go check that out and see if anything inspires you. We're so grateful for all of you who have contributed. We very much appreciate it. And now yet? Gourmets for God? All right, come on up.
How many people last year went and enjoyed themselves at a Gourmet for God meal, an event? Okay, how many were hosts? Thank you to all of you. We're officially kicking it off today. This year we're going to do something a little bit different. For the people online, we're going to have online voting, kind of like an eBay auction. We're also going to have online events. If you don't happen to live in San Diego, still welcome to join in on the party. So after this service tonight, I'll actually have some sign-up forms for hosts. Start thinking about what you want to have as an event and see me. We'd love to save you a seat at our table.
Thank you, Rich. Next week, Patty's talk is Falling Apart, Falling Together. And Nathan and Andy are back, and we love them. They're together. Yay. So it's April. Where are my April birthday babies? Stand up. Stand up. We're going to sing to you.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
That walk from the back to here was my walk of shame. I want to apologize. I did not get this week to order a cake, a big cake. So we still want to sing happy birthday and everything, and wish everybody. Next week we'll have the big cake.
So Larry, as your penance, since this is my birthday month, you have to get a 9-layer Hungarian Dubish torte.
If I knew what that was, I might.
Post that online, and this place will be filled with Hungarians.
Okay, all right.
You did?
Yeah. Where were you, John? As far as I'm concerned, any cake can be called a birthday cake. So, lemon square. Ooh, one of my favorites. God bless Janet. Okay, I just want to say, even though I think he's left, oh no, he's still there. Our brightest little son, Joe Rathburn. Give it up. All right, thank you guys. See you next week.
Now we're going to stand up. The practitioners and ministers will make their way to the front of the room to be available for prayer after we sing out. We are going to say our affirmations. They're up on the big screen. Yay! These are powerful affirmations. This is the truth of us. We say them in present tense. They're powerful, they're present tense, they're passionate, they're purposeful, all those P words. I love alliterations. So let's say them together. You with me? Each day I enrich my life with positive emotions and actions. April showers water my seeds of love. I deserve balance. I deserve harmony. I deserve peace. Yay, we love that. Oh, everybody wants to hear two again. Okay, let's do two. April showers water my seeds of love. And they grow and grow and bloom, and it's wonderful. So let's pray. Giving great thanks for this celebration of a gathering heart to heart, knowing the truth for ourselves and each other. We lift ourselves and each other up, and in doing so, we lift up the world. We lift up our corner of it. We know and accept that God is love, and we are that. And that alone changes the world. Like a pebble tossed in a pond, those ripples go out from here, changing thoughts, changing lives, changing the world. Giving great thanks for this. We know that peace is our birthright, and we are praying it, we are singing it, we are demanding it, we are claiming it as ours right here and right now. And so it is.
Starts with me. Peace for the world starts with me. Peace for the world starts with me. Peace for the world starts with me. There's no one here to judge, nothing here to overcome. I'm standing in my truth, I see God in everyone. There's no one here to judge, nothing here to overcome. I'm standing in my truth, I see God in everyone. Peace for the world starts with me. Peace for the world starts with me. There's no one here to judge, nothing here to overcome. I'm true, I see God in everyone. There's no one here to judge, nothing here to overcome. I'm standing in my truth, I see God in everyone. Peace for the world starts with me. Peace for the world starts with me. Peace for the world starts with me. Peace for the world starts with me.